Good morning, Mango Mamas. Time for our total body core focus workout. And today we're going to do a new workout that I've actually been doing for myself. Usually I play a workout from my total body core, the total body workout library from my app, the Mommy Mango app for my boot camp ladies. So if you are in my boot camp, which is our accountability group for the 8-week core challenge for those who are needing help with their loose mommy tummy, back pain, leaking, if you're in that group, then I want to let you know that's what we're doing today. Okay. So what I'm going to want you to do is to scale things to where you are in the program, and I'm going to do it at my level, and I'll let you know how you can scale it back. So we'll start with that today, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that we're going to be doing are push-ups. Now, some of you are doing push-ups on the wall. Some of you are doing on a countertop. Now, you're going to want to do push-ups at your level, and we're going to do 8, okay? So I'm going to do it here. We're going to make sure that our spine is nice and long and our elbows are close to our sides and we're pushing up. Now here, I want you to do your pull-in. If you're in my 8-week core challenge, you know what I'm talking about. You are making sure that energy comes from your, almost like doing a Kegel. You're going to do a Kegel. You're going to bring those lower abs in. I don't even know what number I'm on. We'll just say I'm at 6. 7. Push all the way up and through your armpits. And then 8. Now, with every move, we're going to really make sure that we engage our core. So it's as if you're doing a Kegel and you're pulling it up nice and tight, right? To where it's flattening out your lower abs as well. Okay? So all these moves are core focused. That's the first one. We're going to do an overhead press. We're going to do 8 of those. So down to a squat, flat back, up, and then we're going to push. Make sure you pull those lower abs in, okay? With every overhead press. That's 1, 2. That power is going to come up from the pelvic floor, all right? So you're going to squeeze up from the pelvic floor through your lower abs all the way up to the top. 3, 4. Sometimes here we'll use a lot of upper abs and we leave the lower abs behind and the pelvic floor. And that's how we get dysfunction. 6. 2 more. 7. Pull those lower abs in. 1 more. 8. So with this workout, I am using dumbbells, and I'm also using a stretchy band. The next one we're going to do is actually the stretchy band. I should tell you where I was using, but if you don't have a stretchy band, tights. Something. This is great for rounded shoulders, posture, and even the deep core system, okay? We're going to pull it out. And don't forget, not only are we trying to make sure that we get the entire core, 2, where we don't want to leave those lower abs behind. We don't want to leave the pelvic floor behind. 3. We also want to exhale at the hardest part of the move. That's how we use our deep core system. All right. 4. So shoulders down at the ear. 5. 6. 7. 8. All right. Our next move we're going to do is an assisted pistol squat progression. So in my current practice, I am working my way up to a pistol squat. So you have your leg out, you squat all the way down and bring yourself all the way up. But we're going to start low. We're just going to squat down into the chair with the leg out. That's 1, nice and steady. It's 2, not as chatty today because I'm trying to focus on what we're doing here. 3, nice and slow as you go up and down. 4, You're going to feel this. You want to make sure that you're using your deep core to keep you stable. 5, 6, do one more. 7. All right, we're going to do the other leg. Now, I've really been getting into total body strengthening along with my core workouts because I'm 43. And I don't know if you're around my age, a little bit younger, a little bit older, but our muscle tone is decreasing at an alarming rate at this age. And if we're not using it, we're losing it, okay? And so I've really upped my game. I don't know what number I'm on. I'm going to say 4. 4. I really upped my game when it comes to 5, my workouts, because I don't want to get weaker as I get older. I want to get stronger as I get older, and I'm sure you do too. All right, we're going to do a hip hinge. We're going to do a single leg. Now, I got these weights from my husband, but my weights only go up to 14 pounds, 15 pounds, and I needed heavier because here's the thing. All right, so this is what we're doing. We are going to do the leg that the weight's on. This other leg, you're going to just kind of, you can either just tap it down here, back here. You're not trying to lean all your weight into it. You're really trying to keep most of your weight on this leg next to the weight. And what we're going to do is we're going to rotate it down. No, we're going to do this leg. We're going to do the opposite leg. That doesn't make sense. Okay, ready? We're going to do this leg. We're going to rotate it down, and then we're going to pick it back up. When you twist the body like this, I should have worn my muscle suit. This glute muscle wraps around like this. So to get that full range of motion, we need to come and kind of unwrap it, like pull it out, and then we're going to squeeze it back up, okay? So that's 1. And then we're going to do that again. So we're twisting our body so we get that full lengthening of that glute muscle, and we're going to bring it back up, okay? But you're pushing your butt back as you do that. All right, this is 3. Bring it back up. All right, let's elongate our posture, flatten our back. 4. We're using our glute to bring us up. You have to have strong glutes to have a strong back, to have a strong pelvic floor, to have a strong core. Everything's connected. So it's really important for my ladies, if you're watching me and you're in my boot camp, you're in my 8-week core challenge, it's also important for you to, not just do the core exercises, but 2 or 3 times a week, try to do these total body workouts that I'm adding in, okay? Because everything works together. Even though in the 8-week core challenge, I've integrated a lot of total body, so you're going to get it anyway. But if you're wanting that extra boost, I don't even know what number I'm on. We're going to do 2 more, okay? Then throw these in there. And if you're ever looking for where these are, where are the total body workouts in our app, just go into the program section and you'll see total body workouts. These Facebook ones are at the top, and you'll see the Facebook Live ones. And then I have some other ones that are all cute with the little, we're going to the other side now, okay? All cute with the timer and I'm not even talking in those. So if you want somewhere, you can get the timer and know how far along you are in the workout. It's just a lot more cute and organized, like the YouTube videos. You can check those out in the Total Body Workouts program inside the app, okay? Okay, so again, remember, you're pushing your butt back. We'll say this is 3. Pushing your butt back, but we're kind of twisting in so that we fully lengthen that glute and then fully get that full range of movement there. Some of you have a struggle with your back pain and struggle with leaking because your glutes aren't strong. Your glutes aren't strong, possibly, especially if you're leaking with back pain, it's because if your pelvic floor is weak, your glutes sometimes tighten up throughout the day because it's trying to help support your pelvic floor. All right, and because it's tight all day, it's not getting this full range of movement. You see how we're unraveling it? We're bringing it back up. But if it's tight all day, it's not getting the full range of movement and it's getting weaker too. That's why some of us are walking around with what I call the flat mom butt. And that's because we have kept it tight all day to help support our pelvic floor, and now it's getting flatter and weaker as well. I'm thinking we did enough of those. I feel like I need to up that weight because I'm not really struggling at the end. So the idea is you need challenge for your muscles to grow. So if people ask how much weight are you using, we're going to do a farmer carry, all right? So we're going to hold the heavy weight on the one side and we're going to just march, okay? And you want to keep your spine nice and long, not to sway from side to side. Keep your core nice and tight. Make sure you're zipping up that lower core. Especially, don't let anything, you want this to be as flat as possible. Bring it in, okay? So the idea is, when it comes to total body strengthening and core strengthening, we have to challenge the muscles. If whatever we're doing is easy, you're not being challenged, you are not going to grow. You're not going to, and that relates to so many things in life, but you're not going to get stronger unless you're challenging the muscles. So don't do things that are too easy. You got to give yourself a challenge, but here's the thing, it can't be too much. It can't be so much that you can't do the exercise. So people will ask me, what size weight are you using? It doesn't matter what size weight I'm using. What size weight can you use? What's a challenge for you, but it's not so much that you are getting bulging or doming of the abs, you're getting leaking of the pelvic floor, then that means it's too much for you, okay? We're gonna do the other side now. But it kind of goes with my 4 C's to a strong core. Don't forget them. Ooh, see, it's wanting me to tip over. That's the whole point of this exercise, is it's trying to get me to tip over because it's heavy, but I have to use my core to keep myself up. So if you wobble, that's okay. That means you're struggling, and that means you're at the right weight, and that means you're going to grow, okay? Things will tighten and strengthen nicely. This is a core workout because it's working my deep core, all right? So the 4 C's to a strong core, don't forget them. Number 1, getting the correct exercises. Number 2, doing them correctly. So it's the correct exercises, correctly done, consistently, that's the 3rd C, and challenge yourself. All right, that's the 4th C. It has to be challenging for it to be effective. So that's why I have like my 8, for example, my 8-week core challenge, those are the right exercises. Now, as I cue you through those videos, so all those videos, I'm cueing you and walking you through how to do them properly. That's correctly done. Then consistently, you have to do them at least 4 times a week, 10 minutes a day. That's all it takes. And that's consistency, okay? But then challenge. So how I have challenge with my ladies, I up them. Every 3 weeks, I'm progressing them to a more challenging version of the exercises that I've been giving them. And that's where you continue to see strengthening, okay? So 4 C's to a strong core. Correct exercises, correctly done, consistently, with challenge yourself, okay? All right, so the last one is a plank. Now, everyone's going to be at a different level with this plank. You might be able to plank on the wall, plank on a chair. I'm going to plank on the floor. Now for you, so that you can know if this plank is right for you, this is a pretty challenging move. You want to make sure that when you go into a plank, you're not seeing bulging or doming coming out of your abs. You should be able to hold your abs in flat when you're doing core workouts. All right, people ask, how do I know if this exercise is right for me? Is this diastasis recti safe? Everybody's different. So I might tell you not to do sit-ups, but if you can do a sit-up and keep your abs flat, then you can do a sit-up. That's going to be up to you. Most people can't if their deep core is weak. Not properly, not yet, okay? All right, so I'm going to do the plank on the floor, but you might need to come up to a chair or even up on the wall, all right? So I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to, with this move, whether you're on the chair or on the wall or on the floor, the directions will still be the same. You're going to push your shoulders out of your ears. Make sure that you're almost kind of like driving your your elbows down towards your feet, okay? And we're going to stay in here for about 20 seconds. We're going to hold that there. I didn't bring a timer, so I don't know what 20 seconds is, but I'm just going to hold it for a little bit. Okay, hopefully that was 20 seconds. All right, so that's one set of my current routine. And that one, I was struggling, I was shaking. But here's the thing, if you are not challenging yourself, then you are not getting stronger. But you don't want to challenge yourself too much. So there has to be a balance. That's why in my 8-week core challenge with my ladies, we start out simple. Those exercises, people get up and they're like, "Wow, I feel more relaxed." And then the next day, they feel core, soreness, because even though it wasn't hard, it's more focused on the deep core muscles that we are not used to using. And so it's not that you need to work harder, you just have to work smarter. And that is, challenging yourself is really important, but knowing not to challenge yourself so much that you don't have that core flattening during the exercise. Because the muscle that we're working is the transverse abdominis. It wraps around your waist, it cinches your waistline in, bringing our tummies in, supporting our backs and our pelvic floor. That muscle, you're working it if you're doing an exercise and you're able to keep it flat. You're able to tighten it up during that move. If you are doing a sit-up, think about this. If you're doing a sit-up and your tummy is, I'm going to push it out, and your tummy is ballooning out as you're coming up, that means the transverse abdominis that wraps around and tightens you up is not being engaged. You see that? You see how that works? So if you're doing a move like that plank and your tummy is bulging and you can't tighten it flat, then you're not using your transverse abdominis properly. You're not engaging. It's not helping it. And it could be making it worse if you're allowing it to bulge out. Okay? I hope that makes sense, because that's a key thing here. And that's why with some of my clients, they've gone from the 8-week core challenge and progressed into my coaching program, because they're unsure and they want to make sure that they're doing it properly. And I'm guiding them more intimately to make sure that they're getting quick results and not making their situation worse. Because I had a mom come to me years ago. She did a CrossFit program. She was doing real hardcore ab exercises, thinking she was going to get abs of steel, but ended up with a pointy belly because she stretched those tissues out further. So there's a balance that you have to have with making sure you're challenging yourself so that you see progress, but not so much that you make the situation worse. Okay? All right, if you need help with a loose tummy, back pain, leaking, all the issues I had, put ready down in the comments. I'll send you an automated message. You'll get information for the 8-week core challenge you can join. There's also an accountability group that you can join so that we can do the exercises together. And I also have coaching for those who want even the highest level of support that I give. All right, thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next time. See you on Thursday morning. I think I'll still be able to show up. But if you're wanting to do this workout that I just did, I'm going to stay back here actually and do about 3 to 4 more sets. Well, some of these moves I have to do 3 more times, and some of them I have to do 2 more times, okay? So if you want to get a full body workout that's a bit longer, just redo what I just did a couple more times, okay? Even if you just do it 1 more time, you want to do a few more sets to really get that strengthening. I'm going to stay behind here, and I'm going to keep doing those, finish up my workout, okay? Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time.